Retiring is such a dull topic. Yeah, what we can do? We are grown old. We'll have to support ourselves. Don't you agree? Oh yeah. And I'll tell you, you can retire earlier. Isn't that cool? You just need some backup in the form of money, and you need to know how much you need to have it in order to live comfortably. So today we are going to do that. We are going to calculate how much money you need to save for your retirement to retire comfortably, and how much do you need to save monthly to get to this big number. Hello beautiful people! Today me, Tatiana, and Pekka are welcoming you again on our channel Pipo Living. Here we talk about personal finance and the way we are going to achieve our better financial future. And you should join us if you wanted to. Come aboard and call your friends, share our videos with other people and subscribe. Okay, today we're talking retirement, about the money that you need to retire comfortably. How do I do that? How we do that? First of all, you need to know how much money you will need to live comfortably when you're retired. You can evaluate your monthly or yearly spending. Let's say you want to spend $5,000 when you are retired. To evaluate it more correctly, you need to take into consideration inflation that will occur between the now and your retirement. And also, lots of studies show that people that retire and with age spend less and less money. So probably if you now spend your $5,000 a month, that when you're 60, 70, 80, you won't need that much money. And also take into consideration that now you're investing, now you're putting aside part of your income for retirement, and when you're retired you don't need to do that. So maybe this figure can be a bit less. If you still cannot come up with the figure of your spending, experts say that you can put 80% of your current income as a benchmark. So we decided that our imaginary individual Maximus, let's say we have Maximus today, our imaginary individuum Maximus wants to retire and spend $5,000 a month. That's his figure that he wants to spend. So annually he would need 60,000. Do you know how I calculated that? That's 5 multiply 12. 12 months in a year. You get yearly. So now we know that he wants to spend $60,000 per year. And then how much does he need to have overall of his assets, of his money, so that he can spend when he's retired 60,000 per year from that amount? There is a special 4% rule that can help you with calculating this big number. And how do we do that? 4%? What do we do with that? We imagine this 60,000 is the 4% of our big number. So to get this big number, we can take this 60,000 and divide by 0.04. That's like 4%. Or just divide by 4, multiply by 100. And that's his big number of our individuum Maximilius. $1.5 million. That's the number that he needs to have in order to live comfortably according to his needs on retirement. So what's now? Glad you asked. What's now? Now we have this big number, and what do we do with that? we need to find out how much do we need to save now in order to arrive to this figure by our retirement. Let's calculate it for Maximilius. Okay, first we need to take into consideration several aspects. The first one is how much years, how much time do you have until you retire. Let's say he has 30 years. And let's say he's investing his money into stock market, into S&P 500. If you want to know more about investment, you can go to my other videos. I'll put the links here and in the description below. So let's say he's playing safe and he's just putting it into S&P 500 index and gets 8% annually. That's historically what S&P 500 shows us. Then you go to any financial calculator online. If you didn't find it, I'll put the link to the one that I calculated in. And you just put these numbers. You put 30 years, you put 8%, and you insert the money that you think will yield to this big number of yours, this 1.5 million for Maximilius. So as you can see on this picture that I've calculated, in order to get this, we put the starting amount 0, we put 30 years, we put 8% return, and I just typed in different numbers here in order to get 1.5 million here in end balance. The closest one is $1,070 that you need to save every month in order to get this 1.5 million in 30 years. And please pay attention to total contributions and total interest. Please pay attention to those. Total contribution is 385 and total interest is more than $1 million. Do you see the difference? That's so cool. You can also see it on these lines. The green line is total balance. The principal is pretty low. That's light blue, and dark blue is the interest, and it grows so much with years. Let's see this, like after maybe 17, 18 years, it just started skyrocketing. That's so awesome. But let's say that our individuum, Maximilius, is doing really great, he's earning lots of money, and he wants to retire earlier. He wants to retire in 15 years. What does he need to do? He needs to save more, probably. Yeah, let's say 15 years. Let's calculate that. So we put the same starting amount 0 after 15 years, return rate the same, and in order to get 1.5 million in 15 years with this rate of return, he will need to invest 4,450 euros every month. That's a lot of money, but if he earns it, why not? If he wants to retire earlier, you need to work more. And please pay attention to the total contributions and total interest as well. The contributions here are 800,000 and total interest is less, is 700,000. And it's so different from the 30 years calculations. Do you see the difference? That's so cool that in 30 years the interest grows so much compared to 15 years. So time matters here. So here we have 1,070 per month, and here 450 if I can remember correctly per month. That's the amount you need to save. You need to invest with 8% in order to get this magic number, number 1, this magic number 2 that you need to know. But let's say you have rental income, you have maybe some government support when you're retired. There'll be rental income 1,000 and government support 1,000. I don't know, I'm just guessing. And out of your 5,000 that you wish to get, you will subtract this 2,000 and you will have to save just for this 3,000. Yeah, that's not that much anymore. So your magic number 1 will be 900,000, not 1.5 million. And your magic number 2, so how much you will need to save during your lifetime, every month that's left till your retirement in 30 years. And in 50 years is 640 euros here and 2,670 here. 2,670 in case you want to do it in 15 years. The difference is pretty sharp. But you get the idea. So maybe you would even have this amount even more, so you would need to have only 2,000 per month from your savings. There will be even less of a burden to save for that. So please calculate your own stuff. Please calculate what you will need and what you think that you should have when you're retired. At least now you know how to run the numbers, and when you're asked how much money you need to retire comfortably, you won't answer a gazillion. A gazillion dollars. Yeah, that's not the answer. Now you know how to get the answer, so please do get this answer and know how much you will need. If you liked the video, please share it with anyone who can benefit. Hit like, subscribe, and we welcome you to our channel to see our next video next Friday. Love you, see you. Mwah! So, how we do that? How much time you have